English uses the same words for two very different ideas, and that's about to cause you problems in Spanish. When you say, there is a hospital nearby, and the hospital is on Main Street, English uses forms of to be in both cases. There is. Same verb family, slightly different constructions, but fundamentally the same word doing double duty.
Spanish refuses to do this. Spanish uses completely different words for these two concepts, and mixing them up will genuinely confuse the person you're talking to. This isn't a grammar technicality, it's a real distinction that Spanish speakers hear immediately.
Let me show you exactly how this works. I announces that something exists. It introduces new information into the conversation. It answers the question, is there one? Hay un parque cerca. There is a park nearby. You're telling someone that a park exists in this area. You're putting the concept of this park into their awareness for the first time. Está and están locate something specific. They tell you where a known thing is positioned. They answer the question, where is it? El parque está en el centro. The park is in the center. You're not announcing that a park exists. You're telling someone where that particular park, the one you're both already thinking about, is located. Feel the difference. I introduces. Está locates. Here's a practical way to test which one you need. If you could naturally use there is or there are in English, you probably want I. If you're answering where is or where are, you want está or están. Let me give you parallel examples so this contrast becomes crystal clear. Hay una farmacia en esta calle. There's a pharmacy on this street. You're informing someone that a pharmacy exists here. Maybe they need medicina, and you're letting them know one is available. La farmacia está en esta calle. The pharmacy is on this street. You're telling someone where the specific pharmacy, the one they asked about, or the one you both know, is located. Same street, same pharmacy, completely different information being communicated. The first announces existence. The second pinpoints location. More examples. Hay 3 restaurantes en la plaza. There are 3 restaurants in the plaza. You're describing what exists there, perhaps recommending the area to someone who wants to eat. Los restaurantes están en la plaza. The restaurants are in the plaza. You're locating specific restaurants, maybe ones you mentioned earlier or ones the other person asked about. Here's something important about hey that makes it beautifully simple. It never changes form. Singular or plural, hey stays hey. Hay un problema. There is one problem. Hay 20 problemas. There are 20 problems. The same word handles both. You don't conjugate it for number. You don't adjust it for anything. Hey is hey is hey. Compare this to está and están. These must match what you're locating. One thing, está. Multiple things, están. El médico está en su oficina. The doctor is in his office. Los médicos están en la reunión. The doctors are in the meeting. You're tracking singular versus plural because you're talking about specific identifiable things.
This difference in behavior actually helps you remember which to use. If you're not tracking a specific thing, if you're just announcing that something exists somewhere in the world, you use the word that doesn't care about number, I. If you're pinpointing where a specific known thing is, you use the word that agrees with that thing, está or están.
Let's work through some situations you'll actually encounter. You walk into a hotel and need to know if they have available rooms. ¿Hay habitaciones disponibles? Is there availability? You're asking about existence. You don't know if rooms exist. You're trying to find out. Now, imagine you've already booked room 215 and you need to find it. ¿Dónde está la habitación? Where is the room? You're locating a specific room that definitely exists because you just paid for it.
You're exploring a new ciudad and wondering if there's a good place to get café nearby. ¿Hay una cafetería por aquí? Is there a cafe around here? Existence question. You don't know if one exists in this area.
Later, someone tells you about their favorite cafeteria and you want to visit. ¿Dónde está la cafetería? Where is the cafe? Location question. You know it exists. You need coordinates. Here's where English really fails you. The sentence, "The book is on the table," and "there is a book on the table" feel almost interchangeable in casual English. You might use either one in similar situations. Spanish forces you to commit. Are you locating a specific book that we both know exists? El libro está en la mesa. Are you announcing that a book exists on the table, perhaps surprising someone or introducing new information? Hay un libro en la mesa. Notice the articles helping you here. El libro, the book, suggests something specific and known, which pairs naturally with está. Un libro, a book, suggests something being introduced, which pairs naturally with I. The articles and the verbs work together as a system. Let me give you a memory anchor. I has that sense of, hey, this thing exists. Hey, there's a mercado near here. Hey, there are two bancos on this street. Hey, there's a problema we need to discuss. You're bringing something into the conversation.
Está and están have that sense of this thing you know about. Here's where it is. The mercado we talked about está en la avenida principal. Your llaves that you lost están en tu bolsillo. The problema you mentioned está en el informe.
One announces, the other locates. There is a question format that makes this distinction very clear. ¿Hay un baño aquí? Is there a bathroom here? You're in an unfamiliar place, hoping a bathroom exists. ¿Dónde está el baño? Where is the bathroom? You assume one exists and need directions to it. Spanish speakers would never confuse these. They're asking fundamentally different things. When you describe a room, a ciudad, a house, you'll often use hay to list what exists there. En mi cocina hay una estufa, hay una nevera, hay una mesa pequeña. In my kitchen, there's a stove, there's a refrigerator, there's a small table. You're inventorying what exists in the space. But if someone asks where your nevera is specifically, you switch. La nevera está al lado de la ventana. The refrigerator is next to the window. Now you're locating a specific item. This back and forth between announcing existence and pinpointing location happens constantly in natural conversation. You introduce things with hey, then locate them with está or están once they're established in the conversation. Spanish just makes you choose the right verb for each job. Next time you want to say something is somewhere, pause for 1 second. Am I introducing this thing's existence, or am I locating something specific? That question points you to the right word every time.